A topic of interest to us all is human nutrition. In order to even begin a discussion on human nutrition, we have to define some terms. And the most obvious and simple term that needs to be defined is, what is food? And that really depends on what species you're talking about, what organism. So when we say what is food, we are implying that what we're talking about is what is food for humans. Okay? The expression that one man's meat is another man's poison only applies between species. It does not apply within the same species. I mean, all horses need what horses need. You know, all chipmunks need what chipmunks need. Okay? And all humans need what humans need. Okay? And so the idea of blood groups and this human needs that and that human needs this and is just simply not true. If someone is getting sick from what they should be eating, obviously they need to stop eating for a while and let their body heal so that they can now ingest what it is they were designed to consume. Okay, so let's define food. Food is a substance which is external to the person. That we're talking about human food. Human food is a substance or substances which are external to the person that are required for normal or optimal functioning of the organism. Okay? So, well, that includes a lot. That includes oxygen, that includes water, that includes sunshine. So let's now limit this definition to that which we ingest through our mouths, okay, rather than that which we breathe or we absorb through our skin. So what do we ingest through our mouth? We ingest substances that can be transformed, transmuted into healthy flesh, blood, nerves, bones, and all the constituent parts of the human organism. So then what is not usable, if ingested, must be called a poison, because if we don't get rid of it, disease and or death will result. Okay? So that's a very simplistic view of what food is. Food is that which can be ingested, which needs to be ingested in order for the organism to transform it into functional parts so that the organism can continue, and that which cannot be used and must be gotten rid of is considered poison. Now, the effects of poison can vary greatly, from a mild headache to a tingling in the throat to sudden death. Okay? But that which is unusable must ultimately be gotten rid of. Now, the body is very clever. If something gets into the body and it is not expelled, the body starts to sort of weave a cocoon around it and separate it so that it's not being absorbed. We see this very often in people who are constipated, which is about 99% of the people walking around on planet Earth are constipated. And so, which means, in constipation, let's give a quick definition, you must empty your colon, which is approximately 5 feet in length, you must empty it every 24 hours. So, where does that put you? Where does that put me? It puts us all in the constipation category. Anyway, when these substances are not expelled and they are retained, the body will try to protect itself, because what the colon will do is try to absorb water. That's one of its main functions, is to absorb the remaining 10 to 15% of the water from the chyme, and the chyme is the material that actually leaves the stomach and enters the small intestines and works its way down, and it gets changed and transmuted and modified, and it finally winds up in the colon. And so that chyme that winds up in the colon, one of the things that needs to happen to it is that the remaining 10 to 15% of the water in it must be absorbed by the colon. That takes about 6 hours. So it's getting churned over and churned, and so after that 6 hours, if it's not expelled, now all the efforts at absorbing are going to result in the absorbing or reabsorbing the toxins that were in there. And so that's why constipation is a very deadly condition. But anyway, the body will try to protect itself from it by putting a mucus around it and other things. And there are a lot of examples that we could get into at this point, but this is not the subject of our current discussion. So let's get back to food. So we understand what poison is. Now food, where is food derived from for humans? Well, when we think of food from a nutritionist's standpoint or a physiologist's standpoint or any scientific inquiry, we understand that food consists of proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and then minerals and vitamins. That's basically what food is. So, now let me define the word organic. The word organic really means all chemistry and biochemistry that occurs and is related to the complexities and interactions of substances made of carbon. So carbon is the backbone of biological systems. And so any chemistry related to carbon is called organic. Much different than when we say we're eating organic food. What we really mean is we're eating pesticide, herbicide, and fungicide and other chemical-free food. So the term for organic food is not really the term in science or chemistry for what organic means. So anyway, proteins, carbs, and fats all have as their backbone, what keeps them together, which helps them maintain their structure, is carbon. Where is that carbon gotten from? That carbon is basically taken out of the air in the form of CO2, carbon dioxide, which we exhale, other animals exhale, and plants inhale. They bring in that carbon dioxide, and they're able to convert that into plant material. They convert it into carbohydrates, they convert it into cellulose, they convert it into oils, and they use it in the production of amino acids. So all proteins are originally derived from plants. Plants are the only ones able to synthesize it. Okay, now let's look at amino acids a little more carefully. An amino acid, which is the constituents of protein, because proteins are amino acids strung together in various forms and various configurations. Amino acids have the amino part means there's a nitrogen in there. So where do we get the nitrogen? Where do the plants get the nitrogen? The plants get the nitrogen usually on the roots, and the roots, with the help of the bacteria and the nitrogen in the air, the bacteria help fix that nitrogen out of the air onto the roots, and the plants are able to convert that along with the carbon into amino acids. Therefore, all amino acids which form proteins come from plants. So even for animals that eat animals, the protein in the animal flesh was originally synthesized in the plant. And this is very important to understand, that all animal life is dependent upon plants. Okay, so and then there are fats. Fats are usually found in the seeds or in the oils, or are found in some of the excretions of plants, so some of the fluid that's flowing in the plant. You can see that real clearly in what's called sap from a tree. It's got other things in it, but it's got oils, but mostly from seeds and nuts. And so oils are made there. Proteins are made into amino acids, and carbohydrates, of course, are made out of the carbon. And the final thing that's made that gives the strength of a plant or a tree is cellulose. And cellulose basically is glucose molecules strung together in a form that cannot be digested by animals. We call it fiber. The plants are also able to take up and manufacture what we call vitamins, and they also pull up from the soil minerals, and they're able to put them into a form that they chelate them, and they put them into other forms so that they can be absorbed and used by the animals that ingest them. So the source of all food for humans is plants and bacteria.